Hey, Brambro back with some aircraft carrier survival in the sandbox mode. And so what we're doing here is we've got a main mission which will give us 4 upgrade points, which will unlock, my intent is to use those points to unlock the Independence 2 back in Pearl Harbor. However, this mission is still almost a month away, so I'm just kind of running around farming optional missions, and which all the ones we have available are easies at the moment. Anyway, so I'm going to come up here. There's a defend fleet, stay undetected. There's actually 2 of them here, and I'm just going to try to go through and bang these out and see how we do there. And but I do want to pick up a lot of these optional missions quickly before going to this main mission, because even though they're not giving us upgrade points, I need the command points, because I'm expecting that Independence 2 is probably going to be a pretty pricey ship. At least 8, maybe 12 command points, and I'm going to want 2 of them. So just farming a lot of command points. And then of course we've got some newbie crew members and some newbie officers, and so the medals are useful as well. So off we go. Now this one's going to expire pretty quickly. I hope we get up to this point in time. May not. There we go. Okay. Okay, so we're defending a fleet. We know we're going to need some fighters on deck. And frankly, that may be all we need. I'm actually going to pull up 3 caps worth. Don't really need to worry about defense so much because we have to stay undetected anyway. We shouldn't be getting attacked. If we get attacked, it means we've been detected, which means we lost already. So we do want to ensure that we see enemy fleets before they see us. So we are going to go with enhanced radar. And I will probably burn 2 of these fighter squadrons on scouting missions. Let's see, and here's the fleet we need to defend right here. We know we're not detected at the moment, therefore I don't think we need to really go anywhere fast. And also, as far as I can tell, it seems logical that you would need to be within a certain range of the fleet that you're defending. I don't think that matters, though. I mean, this fleet could be like up here at the top of the screen. I think we could still send friendly cap. I've never gotten a too far away from base or fleet message whenever I've tried to send a friendly cap. But at least for the moment, it's in the middle of the night. I didn't try to do that on purpose. It just worked out that way. Get this guy on it. And I'm going to do something a little different. Normally I try to keep a DC guy on medical, but if the opportunity arises, we'll show another kind of little mechanic. I got a question about that. So medical, how exactly does that work was the question. Okay, so if there's a medical emergency, let's say that this fella right here gets injured somehow, and there's going to be a little countdown. It's a little over an hour typically, and a DC team, which right now I have 2. Typically with the order I have 3, and I usually try to keep 1 on medical most of the time. A DC team that has to get to that crew within that cooldown If it does, they just kind of patch him up and he stays healthy and job done. If that DC team does not get to that crew member in time, then that crew member is injured and doesn't die, but has to go to sick bay. And that is this little slot down here. For every crew member you have manning medical department, you get one sick bay slot. So if this guy gets injured, DC team doesn't get to him in time, then he goes to injured status. And I have to move him down to sick bay where he heals up. And it takes a while, several hours, I think. As long as that injured crew is in this slot, you have to keep a guy in medical to keep that a sick bay slot, right? So it does tie one crew member to medical for every injured crew member you have in sick bay. As long as it's one guy, and I've got medical guy and medical anyway, not a huge deal. But if you take a lot of damage and you have multiple injured crew members, well, they all got to go down here, and you have to have an uninjured crew member in each slot for every injured crew member you have down here. So that can get to be a problem. So what I'm going to do in this case today for this mission is I am not going to have a guy on medical among the DC teams. And if we happen to get an injured crew member, I'm going to let him... I'm deliberately not going to go help him, just to kind of show this sickbay mechanic in operation. So I have a sickbay slot because this guy's here. If I move him, I don't have a sickbay slot. Let me put it back. Hopefully that clears things up a little bit for those who weren't quite sure how that worked. And we may or may not get a chance to kind of see that in action, depending on if the game throws me a medical emergency or not. Okay. Well, we started right at midnight. So of the 12 hours we have to defend this fleet, 5 of it's kind of free. Because let me get another fighter squadron up there. So now we've got 3 missions worth of fighters. So right at 5 o'clock, I'll go ahead and throw up some scouts, improve our radar range a little bit, and then we'll have 2 on deck available for friendly cat missions. And with that, I see no reason not to go to max speed until then. You know, kind of saw in the last episode, I think we had a case or two of where we were detected and then we're able to go back to undetected status, like permanently undetected. That is making me wonder if maybe the Sangamon escort has maybe come up a little bit in value. Its escort ability is to break detection. And formerly, it would last for 2 hours, and then you would just be automatically detected again, because that's the way the game worked. Now, if a break detect can actually result in a permanently undetected status, I'm a little bit more interested in Sangamon than I was before. Which is available from the start. It was always there. Don't have to spend upgrade points for that. It is very pricey, though, in command points. It costs 12.
Admiral, the section below deck has malfunctioned. Send DC teams now.
Okay, got a malfunction guy. I do want another DC team, but I'll put this guy on flood instead of medical like I normally would. Okay, let's get some scouts up.
Stand
Get our radar back going on.
Full focus now.
Now, just feels right to be going this way. I don't know if it matters or not. What is our speed? Yeah, we can go half. Even though I don't think it matters, it just feels right to stay somewhat close to the defended fleet, which we only need to defend for another 2.5 hours. And once we get below 2 hours, we're essentially done anyway, right? Because you get an hour, 2-hour window to launch a friendly cap. Okay, so basically we cannot lose this mission now. So I'm probably just going to cut out here and I'll come back in and we'll do the other mission. All right, let's go grab this other one. Well, before it, is there anything more interesting? Eh. Okay, so that's a hard difficulty. However, it's just running around detecting stuff and staying undetected. Well, this is a medium, but this mission here actually gives us more renown, more command points than this medium mission. So I'm gonna go do this one. More paint drying.
Sir, the new objective is awaiting.
Right.
Issue a fighter squadron on the deck.
Fighters on deck. Let's look at the map. Let's just go kind of this direction. Let's just kind of go this direction. That's fine. I forgot. Do I have to stay Yeah, I have to stay undetected. Okay. At least this is all occurring in daylight.
Issue a fighter squadron on the deck.
Let's get radar going.
Same old. Time to work. Issue a fighter squadron on the deck.
Let's get my DC team up.
Issue a fighter squadron on the deck. Sir, roger that.
Yep, no medical. Maybe we'll get a medical emergency this time.
Issue a fighter squadron on the deck.
Okay, since we upgraded some ability, let's just see how the crew is set up. DC fine. Nope, that's not correct. Okay, well, let's put this air guy in air. Let's put this nav guy in nav. Okay, that'll do. Let's get scouts out.
Start engines.
And then queue up some fighters after that for friendly cap. There go our scouts.
Issue a fighter squadron on the deck.
Okay, so we're in a posture now to do some friendly cap. I'm going to go ahead and bring up 2 more squadrons.
Issue a fighter squadron on the deck.
I used,
On the deck.
I'm probably only going to have fighters on deck for this mission, but I did change the, there we go. There's one friendly cap out, off you go. But I did change the paint schemes on the planes, so all my fighters, I've got this kind of peacetime yellow wing scheme, which you can see there. All of the Avenger torpedo bombers, tried to say planes and bombers in the same time. I made them all the darkest blue, and all of the Dauntless dive bombers, I went with the kind of bare metal or silvery scheme. So they all stand out pretty different from each other when they're all on the flight deck. And no, you only have to actually launch the friendly cap to clear the timer. As soon as you launch it, you don't have to wait for them all to be airborne.
On the double. Better get to it. Full focus now.
Sir, a member of your staff requires urgent medical aid.
Okay,
DCT
here we go.
transported to the infirmary. Sir, a member of your staff requires urgent medical aid.
Right,
DCT
so this guy is
transported to
injured.
the infirmary.
A DC team has to get to him within this counter. Looks like it's probably started at about an hour. I am going to deliberately let this run down so that we can see what kind of countdown we get down here when he goes to sickbay.
Sir, a member of your staff requires urgent medical aid. Have a DC team transport him to the infirmary.
Hopefully I don't mess up and let this guy actually die. That would suck. And I might find out here that I don't understand this mechanic as well as I thought.
Sir, a member of your staff requires urgent medical aid. Have a DC team transport him to the infirmary.
And what the medical department efficiency bonus is, this guy being in medical increases the time before an injured crew unit becomes critically injured. Yeah, he's injured now. In 5 minutes, he'll be critically injured, which is what makes him have to go to sickbay. So basically, having a guy here increases the time that your DC dude has to get to them. Okay, now he's critically injured, has to go here. Okay, scouts are ready for recovery.
On my way.
So basically, his countdown is unit will die in 10 hours, 37 seconds. So this countdown has stopped because he is in sickbay. As far as I can tell, there's not actually a countdown for how long it's going to take for him to heal. So we'll see how long that takes. I don't think it's 10 hours and 37 minutes. But it may take a while. In the meantime, I guess we'll go ahead and recover our scouts.
Clear the flight deck. A plane is approaching landing.
I can go ahead and get my DC team back up.
Awaiting orders. Roger that.
And this time I will put them on, let's see, I want one guy on malfunction and one guy on medical. And one guy on
your command.
fire. There we go. Ew. Well,
Clear the flight deck and prepare for takeoff.
I'm going to shift back to launch. I probably had time to recover those guys, but need to get this friendly cap off.
Time to work.
And they've got a long time to sit in the Marshall stack. It's not a big deal. Okay, it's launch friendly cap. Then we'll shift back to recover. Let's get our radar back out.
On the double. Respot the deck. Prepare for recovery.
Okay, as soon as we're spotted, we'll recover the scouts.
Stand by to recover aircraft.
As soon as they're recovered, we're going to shift back into respot for launch. And that's why we're respotting to launch.
Respot the deck. Prepare for launching.
Let's see how injured guy is doing. Yep, he's good to go again. That didn't take all that long, did it? So hopefully that kind of cleared up how the medical stuff works.
There is a fire below deck.
Like I said, not that big a deal as long as it's one guy at a time. But you can see how if you get 2, 3, 4 guys injured, critically injured all at once, man, that could get to be a real problem real fast. Okay, friendly cap. Off you go. So we're going to get inside that 2-hour window where basically it's a done deal in a little more than an hour and a half, and we still have 2 hours to recover. Once we go below 2 hours here, I can just go into recovery mode and it doesn't matter anymore. Just in case they hit us with a couple of real quick ones, I'm going to bring up 2 more fighters.
Issue a fighter squadron on the deck.
Probably won't, but it could happen.
Issue a fighter squadron on the deck.
I don't think we've detected any fleets. Just a quick look. Nope. Okay. I think we're fine. Just go back over this way. I think we'll just fast time through the rest of this. Yeah, see, at this point, it doesn't, you know, we could get an attack and we wouldn't even have to launch, really.
Plane is approaching landing. On my way.
We'll even get to the end of the mission before we even have to recover anything. Or could recover anything. More 5 command points, 20 renown. More medals. Okay, I would like to get team player on this air guy, since I have air department fully manned a lot. Hopefully we get that choice. Yes. Okay. And team player would be nice for Nat. Well, this guy. Let's see if we can get a DC on that guy. I just don't have many DC guys. Medical would be all right too. Well, I'm usually pretty happy to get an air choice, but I think I have enough air guys. And I think I've got enough anti-aircraft guys. I'm just going to go generalist for this crew member, and then next time he comes up, you know, kind of looking for maybe another DC and another engineer. Just generalist for now. Okay. And note, once I drag that medal on top of him, I can't back out of that and maybe give it to one of the officers or give it to this guy. Once you drag a medal on a guy, you got to make one of those 3 choices, and that's it. You can't back out of it. I think I've mentioned that before.
On the double.
All right, well, that was a couple of kind of quick fleet defense missions. not terribly dynamic, but at least we kind of explored a little bit how the medical stuff works, if anybody didn't know that. And at any rate, if you like the stuff I'm doing, leave a like, leave a comment, maybe a sub. At any rate, thank you very, very much for watching. I appreciate it.